So this is the ProClip mount for the Volkswagen EOS. You can see I've got it mounted here. Um, One thing to note about this is I did struggle a little bit with this. I left it in the garage overnight and it's extremely cold outside, 5 inches of snow, and this plastic was really cold and hard and it didn't flex very much. So I was struggling with it just a little bit. Took a heat gun to it and heated it up. So it had a little bit of flex and was able to snap it into place. There are two pieces of adhesive on the inner side of the bracket, and you definitely want to make sure that your dash is clean. Take a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a cotton swab or a paper towel and clean the area where the two-sided tape is going to attach to. So let me flip to the other side and we'll take a look at the other side of the mount. All right, here's the other side of the ProClip mount in the EOS. You can see we start, sorry, I'm holding the camera with one hand and light source with the other. You need to insert this part of the clip into the dash, pull it tight, and then flex this assembly right here over until it snaps into the radio, and it definitely has to be up approximately where it is right there so it will snap into place. It could probably go up a little bit higher, but that's the spot where it works. So the two-sided tape again is here and right here, so you know you would want to clean those areas with some rubbing alcohol. It's definitely solid and it's in place. Just keep in mind, if it's really cold or if you struggle with it, you can take a heat gun to it. Warm it up a bit, you know, don't melt it of course, but warm it up a bit so it will flex and snap into place. So next we're going to move on and we're going to mount the Scosche MagicMount. Alright, the first step towards mounting the Scosche MagicMount, we use the included alcohol cleaning wipe to clean this. Of course, it's brand new, so there shouldn't be anything on it, but who knows how many people, aside from myself, have been touching this. So I want to make sure this surface is nice and clean, and let that dry or dry it off, and then we move forward with installing the MagicMount. Alright, I switched over to another camera so we could demonstrate the iPhone being mounted. For the purposes of the installation in the Volkswagen EOS, this mount serves a very specific purpose other than mounting the phone. It's to bring the phone close to the RCD 330, or actually that's an RCD 360 Pro radio. The USB port is here. And I have obviously a very long lightning link cable for the iPhone plugged into here, and I wrapped it around, and then I have a little bit at the bottom to plug into the phone. This is for charging purposes and Apple CarPlay. What I do have on order, which isn't here yet, is I have a shorter, a 7-inch USB to lightning link cable that has a right angle plug on it, so it won't stick out as far. It angles in this way, so it'll be a little bit more lower profile, and I'll probably only have to loop it over once. This one's looped over a bunch of times because it's a standard length charging cable. But that's more or less how that looks, and this is how the mount looks. I have the mount more or less centered, or I have the MagicMount centered on this ProClip mount. I actually moved it over just a little bit because with the phone on there, I wanted to make sure I could still get to the tuner button. This isn't that important because this is mainly for the radio. Obviously, the volume's over here. Camera doesn't want to focus on where I'm looking. So volume's over here. This is a tuner. I can still get to it, but you know, this cable is kind of makes it inconvenient to use this tuner button over here. Not a big deal, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, the RCD 330 only has this front panel jack on it, and I know I could take this apart and probably solder a USB female cable on the back and route it someplace else, but I figure I'd give this a shot first before I go to those drastic measures of taking this apart and modifying it. So anyway, let's take a look at the phone mounted. Alright, here's the iPhone mounted on the MagicMount. Easy access to the tuner. Well, easy. I mean, access to the tuner, it's not that great with the USB cable right there. But again, the option with the mounts, unfortunately for the Volkswagen EOS, ProClip's really the only company that makes a mount. And you can mount your phone here. They also have a mount that clips here somehow, so you could mount the phone right here. I didn't want to go that route. If I mount the phone here, then the USB cable's got to be routed around, or I need to route it into the dash behind the radio to get it over to here. Didn't really want to go that route, so this was the best option, which gives me the shortest distance between the USB port and the iPhone. So your application may vary, but you know, I definitely had to have easy access to the USB port for charging and for the Apple CarPlay. So if you have an EOS and you're running a radio like this, this is probably your best mount setup right here. Again, this is the MagicMount that is magnetic, and there's a plate underneath the rear cover, the case of this iPhone. You can opt for other mounts that grip the phone. The issue that I foresaw with that is it might be too wide. I didn't want a mount that was going to come out, because this is already tight to get to this tuner button, so I didn't want to go with a adjustable mount. Plus this is magnetic, so really I can actually move this over an inch or so. I can move it over if I need more space, and the phone is still going to be securely mounted. The MagicMount is a very powerful magnet with this plate. It's not going to fall off. You're not going to bump it and it's just going to fall, nothing like that. So you could definitely move it over a little bit. So you have a little bit more flexibility. You can move it up, you can move it down, you can move it over. To me, this was the best flexible option for mounting the phone here and not having to deal with the extra girth of a plastic grip holder for the phone. So anyway, that's going to conclude the installation of the ProClip mount in the Volkswagen EOS and the Scosche MagicMount. And again, I apologize for the lighting and the jerkiness here. I don't have the camera on a tripod because I'm sitting in a car and I'm switching in between phones, or in between cameras. I tried an action cam for one of my installation videos, and that thing just is garbage. So went to the iPhone, and now I'm back to my G7. So hopefully this is usable. Anyway, that's gonna take care of this installation video. Thanks for watching.